What's up? What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin. We have an amazing show for you today. Let's get set up. Here we go. So let's talk boxing. What's up, fight fans? Where the wall fights start? Round one. So we got a lot to talk about today. This Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia saga keeps going on like, we all knew. But something really important just occurred, right? Well, Bill Haney went on a live interview there, kind of by himself, right? And he was challenging everybody. He was calling out Bill Haney, etc. Everyone, even Liam Paro, he had a lot to say. So we're gonna go over his interview, what he had to say in the interview, and what this means, right? Okay. Now, I would say just want to get everything up here on the screen to my side here because there was a lot of interesting things he said in this interview, and I don't want to leave anything out. So I don't know, I don't want Bill Haney to take me to court, right? So I'm not going to play the audio if they didn't give me permission or how that works. Some audio things they gave me some shit over, and some they didn't, in regards to them saying, you could use certain things as long as you're educating the fans. And I guess it's up to them to allow you to use it, copyright infringement. So I'm going to be listening to it and answering some of the questions, right? Because I don't know who will take shots at me because of this audio that I would love to play for you guys, that it seems like everybody else is playing, but they give me shit about it here. So maybe I speak too much of the truth. I don't know, right? But Bill Haney said something in that audio that really struck my attention, where he said this decision came from the top, didn't come from Devin Haney, which means two things to me. One, as a dad and as a manager, he's trying to take all the heat off of Devin Haney, and he's trying to put it all on himself, which morally he should. He got Devin Haney into this situation at some point or another behind the money, right? So he should take responsibility for what's going on. I feel anyway. So Bill Haney further goes on and he doubles down on everything. And he says, what you think, Golden Boy? That you're going to get money for damages and DHP ain't going to get no money for damages? Nah, we getting money for damages. He ain't say anything else about the steroid or the PEs. Nothing. He hinted to it, but he didn't say that's what he was going after them for. He wants money for damages done to his son. He talked about, took shots at people and said, people said, oh, you didn't love your son. You sent him in there to get that ass whooping. And he tried to say, oh, these are guys that are fighting at the professional level, elite fighters. Really, that's what you're claiming? Then you should have got your son a professional coach, an elite coach, and put your son in the best situation you could have possibly put him. But just like you and the rest of the world fell asleep on Ryan Garcia while he was having that meltdown, Mr. Bill Haney, that is exactly what happened. You guys took Ryan Garcia lightly as a joke. Just admit it. Admit it. You know, you were next to your son his entire training camp. You're going to look into this camera and tell me he put in all the work he needed to. Or did he stay in shape? Did you, I'm going to have Devin Haney get in like superior shape to last the 12 rounds, but virtually taught him nothing or a game plan how to beat Ryan Garcia? You basically sent your son out there on pure skills and thought that that would be enough to win the fight. That's exactly what you did, Bill Haney. I could read boxing. I know exactly what I saw. You don't need to spell it out for me. This is a language I speak. I know exactly what happened to your son. You know it like I know it. Yeah, Ryan tested positive. But let's be honest. What was your son doing in the ring? What game plan did he have? What strategy? What did you work on with your son? Because there was 2 men in the ring that night. And it also, when Bill Haney was on his live, which also brings to another one of my points. Let's get these likes up, please. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It takes nothing out of the day and it supports the channel. Please help me out here. So, Bill Haney also goes on and confirms it that this is no longer about the fight, the PE scandal. This is all about money now. This is all being that he wants to make sure that he rightfully gets what he feels like him and his son deserve. Rightfully so, yes. What's up, Carlos? How you doing, baby? In the building, right? And let me know where you guys are listening from. Let me know your city. And let me get an R1 in the chats. Let me know you're listening. So Bill Haney confirms it. And just in case you guys are not aware what happened in the back, you know, in the offices, when Bill Haney signed that fight for his son against Golden Boy, he messed up bad. He assigned the agreement for the net gross, and they only had to pay him out of the net gross. They didn't pay him out of the entire gross of the fight. And Golden Boy walked away with the lion's share. Bill Haney also admitted on his live that, oh, I took a short on this fight. I won't do it again, blah, 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 this and that. Hinting to the fact that in several, not just one, but in several Devin Haney fights, Bill Haney was talked into taking the less amount for his son. He's the one that allowed himself to get backed in a corner. He's the one that signed these contracts for his son. There's really no one to blame here but Bill Haney. And although Bill Haney, listen, I'm not trying to separate you from your son or have you guys go back and forth. What I'm asking you to do is talk to your son and you guys collectively say, yo, listen, you know, all the way up until this point, shit's been what it is. But let's start anew. Let's get you better representation in that room and better coaching in that boxing ring. That's it. Stop the bleeding. You know, it is what it is. If he feels like he can get another dollar and he's just making this personal with Golden Boy on the low, trying to rekindle friendships and what Devin Haney's been doing by going out there talking to Ed Hearn, and you seen how Devin Haney, when the microphone was put in his face and they gave him an opportunity to take a shot at Ed Hearn, he said that he had no comment. So he's trying to take it, you know what I'm saying, on the chin, feeling disrespected that he went all the way out there to the UK out there and didn't have no tickets to the fight when he was invited. He felt some kind of way. So as you can see, you know, these guys want to turn their back on him, but Bill and Devin are trying to, you know, like salvage whatever relationships they can have also in boxing, because mind you, after all this is said and done, he has to come back to work. And don't think that Bill Haney and Devin are the only people that want to bring people to court. And let's not act like Bill Haney and Devin are doing a taboo. Remember after the Loma fight, after Loma lost against Devin Haney, Loma threatened him to take him to court. Remember that? To try to get the decision overturned. So Loma was on some crybaby shit too, wanting to take fighters to court. So let's not forget that. Let's not act like Devin Haney was the only fighter in the world to do so, or doesn't feel like he was done wrong in boxing. And I get Devin Haney and Bill Haney's point. You know, Oscar played him for way too much, bro. And at some point, nah, you got to give me some of that. You got to give me some of that. So they're going to work. They're going to try. Bill's going to try to attack Oscar, but at the same time, try to, fix other relationships and says, listen, Top Rank, PBC, Ed Hearn, we willing to do business with y'all. We right here. We're going to do business. We're going to work this out. Then Bill Haney also hinted to the fact that he wants the Ryan Garcia rematch, and that Ryan Garcia had some alleged time, 24 hours to enroll in Tivada, right? So that he can go on the 6-month testing thing and they can start to clear him back for boxing. So meaning that Devin Haney wants him immediately off the 1-year suspension. Like, let's get back in the ring. You already enroll in VADA, right? Which is illegal, which he cannot do that, by the way, which I'm calling Bill out on his bullshit. But this is what Bill's laying it out for you guys, right? This is Bill talking. He wants him to enroll in VADA so that he can start testing, so that when he comes back, right, they can immediately fight. So he's trying to give the impression that Ryan got 24 hours. I'm here to tell you, under a suspension, you cannot participate or activate anything in your sport. You're suspended from the sport. You got to enroll after your suspension is up. You see? Now, say the way you can enroll to come back, say you weren't coming off a suspension. Same thing kind of, I'm not sure. Well, I shouldn't use a UFC fighter because you guys probably won't know more of that. But I like a fighter that left boxing and was coming back to boxing, he has to notify the doping agency that he's enrolling in their doping rules. And he has to give them so many months clean before he can be an active fighter. But off of a suspension, you can't even negotiate fights. That's against your suspension. That was like when Saul Canelo Alvarez was suspended. He took it to court, kept getting the suspension brought down. Basically, it was like what it was. Ended up being a 6-month suspension. And he negotiated a fight right off. He wasn't supposed to do that. You can't talk to any of the promoters while you're on suspension. Right? But boxing is truly the wild, wild west, man. Some fighters, they enforce the rules. Some fighters, they don't. And he's publicly saying it. I'm looking at Bill Haney going, Ryan can't do that. You're suspended. How the fuck are you going to participate in everyday activities and roll back into the doping? You can't do that. But Bill Haney is going to feed it to you guys like he's putting pressure on them and that they're the ones that are willing to do everything and that he has 24 hours. Like he's trying to make this all Ryan Garcia. And I'm looking at him and I'm going, bro, some people know right when you're speaking, some people already know the truth. And this is going to come out. Like, Bill, stop with the shovel. Yo, put the shovel down, Bill. Just put it down, bro. Because you keep digging a bigger hole. And it's not looking real good. And I get it. I get where he's doing as a dad. Like he's taking on, all the blame. He wants to take on all the blame. And I see that. And then what people are gonna do is go, oh, I thought Devin Haney was in charge. I thought that, and to try to get a rip between father and son over pride and over who feels who fucked up. There's no sense of crying over spilled milk. There's no reason for y'all. Look, learn from your mistakes and move together as a family. Bill Haney and Devin. I don't want to see them split up, but I want to see Bill Haney give up some of the responsibility. Give up some of the responsibility to other people that are a bit more higher than you, but you can also learn behind them, Bill. So as you develop, because I'm pretty sure that Devin Haney's not going to be your last fighter if you got DHP promotion. While you're building Devin Haney and he retires out of the sport, you guys can both come into promoting like Oscar and other fighters did in the past. You guys can be the new wave of promotion, but you're going to have to learn in the game, take losses as you go. These are learning curves. Yes, you left money on the table. Yeah, it fucking sucks, bro. And I feel you, Bill, bro. Man, ow, that hurts. Man, that makes me feel less than. You know, it will. It would. If it's like if I sold you something and then you turn around and says, I sold you something for like 100,000, you come back and tell me I got 1.7. I'm like, hold up. Why'd you tell me that? I'm going to feel some certain kind of way. And even though you got it, I'm like, man, like that's going to sting. It's going to sting. But from here on in, do what you got to do, Bill, with your son. You know, you've been in these rooms, you've dealt with these sharks. This is what happened. Let's go. See if you can squeeze a nickel out of fucking Oscar's tight ass butt cheeks, right? Get whatever you can, drop the lawsuit, go back to work. Go back to work. Because during all this distraction, you guys even lost the Liam Paro fight, which that could have put your son back in championship. If he would have beat Liam Paro, he's the IBF champion now. Now he's got a belt around his waist. But because of all this with Oscar and Ryan, months later, you still haven't finished this fight. You remember how Lomachenko and his entire entourage with Loma's dad and all them and threatening the lawsuits and how you guys felt about that, Bill Haney. You was telling Lomachenko in his camp, stop being a bitch about it. You know what I'm saying? Just take the loss. You can't deal with the loss, Loma. You want to take me to court. Well, the shoe's on the other foot, my man, right now. You can't deal with the loss. Why are you taking him to court? Bro, it's funny how these dudes specify something for someone else, and when they're in the same exact situation, they don't want to take their own advice. Hint, case in point, Terrence Crawford told Teofimo Lopez, move up to 154 and fight Ismail or somebody up there to prove you're ready to fight me. But when Canelo and them asked him to do the same thing, how dare you question the great Terrence Crawford? Why do you think I got to go up and fight somebody in order to prove to fight you? But when I tell Tio to do it, it's the right thing to do. Like, Terrence, what are you doing? You said no to the very thing you're telling Tio to do. Devin Haney and Bill, you were talking shit about Loma, his father, and all of them about suing you guys, and you're doing the same fucking thing. And you were telling Loma and them, yo, drop the lawsuit, bro. Stop crying. Accept the loss. You lost. That's it. And yes, there was a scandal involved in this one. Tit for tat, you want to go? You want to blah, blah, blah? No, because at the end of the day, you guys are going to shoot the rematch. You're going to resolve it. What's the lawsuit for? Money. Money. The lawsuit is about money. This has all become about money. It's not about peas anymore. It's not about any of that. This is about money. That's it. That's it. You give Devin Haney and Bill Haney money, they'll walk away because they're already agreeing and wanting the rematch. Then Ryan was on social media and Ryan was saying, yeah, we over here working hard, I'm going to get this rematch. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to dust them off. And I'm going to show the world that this was no fluke. So it seems like Ryan Garcia is with it, right? Because his pockets took a loss because the O got overturned. He had to pay Golden Boy. He had to pay the Boxing Athletic Committee. Ryan took a hit on his social media status. It got him so frustrated. He's on social media saying things he shouldn't be saying. And his credibility and him as a person, as a young man, his statue in boxing took a hit. So Ryan Garcia took a lot, lost a lot too. The only people here that seem to have won is fucking Golden Boy. Him and Bernard. They're the only real winners out of all of this. Not even the fighters that were in the ring. Both fighters got X's next to them. Both fighters have been scrutinized all over social media, and this fight absolutely did nothing good for both fighters. The only people here that are smiling is Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard. They're over there smoking Cohiba cigars, like blowing rings in the office. It was a good day. They made out like fat cats, bro. Oh, they're the only winners. So the people that are involved in the fight are now going after them. A Golden Boy quickly called, he called Ryan into his office. He said, Ed Hearn, you saying I don't have no superstars? Who's this? Ryan Garcia was right in his office. And Oscar De La Hoya was probably prepping him, telling him, listen, son, this is what they're going to say. This is what you're going to hear. This is about XYZ. Don't listen to none of that. Don't let them divide us. All right? Because he already got the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's like committing a heist and you asking me to return the money. Oh, return the money. They know you did. Fuck you mean return the money? I can't return the money. What's that say about me? And my reputation as a prime jewelry thief or whatever. Like, I got a reputation to uphold here. There's no way I'm giving the money back. You want the money? Come get it in blood. I ain't giving shit back. I already got it. Nah. You think I ain't do shit. Wasn't me. Never jump out of character. Never break character. Fuck that, bro. Never break character. Never. They can be. I don't know what you're talking about. Right? That's Oscar De La Hoya. He ain't giving them motherfuckers shit back. He ain't giving them nothing. What Oscar's going to do is going to play you like a store when you return something. They want to give you a gift card. They don't want to give you your money back. They just want to give you a gift card so you can spend the money in the store. They already got your money. They're not going to give you some stores don't give you the money back, right? No. Why? They try to play you and be like, no, we'll give you the gift card for the amount that we owe you. Turn around and go spend the money in the store. They still got your money. You see? Right? Oscar De La Hoya is going to play him with a gift card. I ain't give you no money back, but I'll give you an opportunity to win that money back in the rematch. We'll put, like different stipulations this time. Okay. Make sure it's the gross amount this time. Okay, you got me. You know what I mean? But as far as Oscar give, yeah, right. Yo, that man won't give him a bump, let alone $1 million back. Yo, if you know, you know. Carlos, how you doing, baby? What's up? Let's throw you guys up here. Let's see what you guys are saying. It's terrible for boxing, more for his career. Listen, I can't agree with you more, but I gotta admit something to you guys that, look, um the perception that Bill Haney is running is he wants to act and talk like a street gangster, but not play by their rules. He wants the credibility and for you to fear him as this kind of man that's been shot 5 times. He keeps repeating it on his interviews. Oh, I've been shot 5 times. This is how I am. And I'm bringing you to court. And you want to get behind them, but if you're a street dude, your mentality is not like that. So when he says these things, it kind of throws you off. You're like, what part of the game is that? Right? Then he's saying, what you think, Oscar? I'm gonna go up there and smack you up and go to jail and be taken away from my family, or I'm gonna do all these stupid things to take me away from out of all this, right? And then he says, you know, I'm a street dude. I come from the street, but I'm not willing to do street stuff. I'm not willing. I can talk the talk. I want to threaten you. I want to let you know how much of a gangster I am. I'm just not going to do any gangster shit. What? Either you're a businessman or a street gangster. Which one are you? We can understand that you're a street dude that became a business dude, that you have street smarts. You've been in okay, we get that. You don't have to keep, trying to fortify this image that you're a killer, that you need to be well respected. Well, I think that you're misplacing where you should be the strongest at. I think he's misplacing, we've never questioned whether if you're a gangster or anything like that. We question if you were smart enough to be in the room to get your son a proper deal. Apparently you're not. That's where you need to sharpen up at. You smacking people or having street credibility has nothing to do with how your son got played in that boardroom. That was on you. That was business etiquette. You needed to be aware of how these contracts are worded, written out, and have experience with dealing with these guys. Rather than you speak on that, what happened, you want to poke out your chest about what kind of man you used to be in the street, why you came out of prison. You don't want a lot of these things to start coming out. All these people start saying embezzlement, all these big words. Bill Haney, why'd you go to jail for again? Explain that. Yeah, I thought so. You always claim to be a good businessman and everything, and that you guys do good business, but it doesn't seem like you've been getting your son the best business deals. So I don't think your street credibility, you being shot 5 times, has anything to do with how they playing you guys in those business meetings. That's what's going on. So you can, you know, try to get the fans on your side, all the thugged out fans that are like, oh yeah, we know Bill Oakland, whatever. This is not about that. And Bill knows it. I know it as a man too. I've been around the block more than once. And I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm not qualified to be in a room with those kind of promoters, those kind of sharks. And I would know that. I would acknowledge that. I wouldn't allow myself and my ego to get over myself and think that I'm bigger than the moment, rather than acknowledging and observing what's going on. Wait a minute. I'm not afraid of you guys, but I'm not going to let you guys fucking outsmart me right now. I can, I, me as a man, I could be aware and say, this is not my expertise, but I have the ability and the smarts to recognize I can get somebody that can fuck with you guys on this level. I'll be right back. You got to understand, you got to know how far to go in life with too many things. Sometimes we as people, we think too big of ourselves. Then all of a sudden, you ever hear the expression, you're in over your head? You want to pretend like you know what's going on. You might have an idea, but you don't know everything. And that's when you got to identify the situation and say, wait a minute, this is bigger than me. I can't go no further. I don't know about this. Whatever it is, I don't know too much about it, but I'm sitting here trying to fake it until I make it. And this is not one of those situations where I should be faking it until I make it because this is millions of dollars. This is not a situation where that, you know, there's nothing at stake here. This situation, look what happened. I'm not sure if all the way, Carlos, like he messed up their egos for life. Boxing's a weird sport, just like kind of like combat sports, UFC, all that. You can lose in combat sports. You can even lose multiple ways. You win that fight. You weren't supposed to win. You give them impressive knockouts and you bring the fans blood. Yo, they'll love you again. This will be a thing of the past. 2, 3 fights. If Devin Haney was to go out there and seriously next fight knock out Ryan Garcia, just knock him out, right, bro? The world would. Devin Haney fans, I told you. Bill had holding his son in the ring. It's not even for a belt, just for bragging rights. Devin Haney's stock will rise again slightly. Then if he went out and knocked out a world champion and took the belt, oh, ah, oh, Devin Haney, he ran from the ashes. Last year, his career was in shambles. Now he's at the top of the world. Devin Haney. Yo, I could see it. I could see it now. His career is not over. His reputation is not tarnished. If Saul Canelo Alvarez can test positive for PEs, it was tainted meat though, right? If most of these guys can test positive, Big Baby Miller, 3 consecutive times for one fight, right? And they can rewrite their wrongs by going out there and having hella performances. Big Baby Miller, didn't he look good? A little bit slimmer. Yo, that was a great fight against him and Andy the Destroyer Ruiz, right? You Big Baby Miller did that performance and everybody forgot about his steroid testing. They want to see him again. Yo, he's looking good. He's looking great. He fought strong the entire 12 rounds. And he was bringing it to Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. It ended up being a draw, right? Devin Haney, it might seem like right now, like the whole world is caving in on you. You know, that was just like when I was in high school or something and I had some embarrassing moment. I didn't want to go back to high school. You know, I try to like be smooth and shit and tell this girl and shit, and she said some slick shit back to me, and I didn't have a rebuttal, and everybody laughed, and I was like, damn, she played me, and I wanted to hide under a rock. I thought my reputation was like over or whatever, or anything I've done in my life. And it seems like with a little bit of time, focus on other things, those things go away. And you realize, you know, you're not going to always be that 16-year-old kid, you know, making these mistakes, not having these friends, thinking that your life is just going to stay in this one place. Even if you're not in a good situation right now, I'm here to tell you, life's going to change. You never know when that door, that opportunity is going to open up for you. Like, for instance, I'll share this with you in my life. At one point in my life, in my 20s, I was working for a moving company. I was driving and I was moving, and this guy And what he did was like insurance and all this life insurance stuff, right? So I'm moving him in. I'm talking with the guy. The guy liked the way I managed my crew. I was the manager of the crew. I was telling them what to do and how to do it. Plus, I'm hands on. I'm not the type of manager that'll sit back and watch you work. I'm going to work with you, right? So, right then and there, he offered me a job 3 times my salary. I don't have to tell you anything else. I left that job, that moving job. An opportunity presented itself that I never, but had I not been working, putting myself in positions so that some opportunities could present themselves. If I'm at home every day, I can't do any. I'm not going to win. You see, but you never know when something's going to pop up and your life changes. So you might think right now, I don't see it happening. Shit, no one does. Not one person. Not unless you got all these people opening doors for you or whatever. Right? You got to go into the unknown and be ready. Participate in life. You know what I'm saying? Your opportunities will come. Devin Haney might feel like the whole world is caving in on him right now, but with the right opportunities and the right victories, he can change his career around. And this right here will be a thing of the past. Be a thing. He's 25 years old. We still got like a good 10 years of Devin Haney if he stays the course, no injury, and has a healthy, successful career. But that's entirely up to Devin Haney. He can legitimately come out and lose every fight from here on in, and it would destroy him. Everybody would be like, see, we told you he wasn't him. They was dressing him up, calling everybody else hype jobs, but the real hype jobs were right in front of you, and they were disguising them well. Those would be hundreds of the headlines, but Devin Haney needs to stay the course. The only way in victory out of this whole ordeal, it's in the ring where it started. This didn't start in a courtroom, so it shouldn't end in a courtroom. This started in a ring. It was a boxing match. Devin Haney needs to get in that ring and get his get back. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I just wanted to get on real quick. What's up, Ghost Rider? How you doing in the building? It would have ever been for a belt. It wouldn't even be for a belt. Yeah, no. No, the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight rematch obviously won't be for a belt. Neither of them are world champions anymore. Well, Ryan was never a world champion, and it's just a matter of time before they strip officially Devin Haney. Is he still like the WBC champion at recess or something? Right? Uh, the reason why they haven't stripped him is because that fight didn't take place against Sandor Martin, right? So because of that, or what's going on in their situation, is probably why they haven't officially announced it. But I've never seen in history a champion that was in recess that got his belt. Oh, sorry, wrong. I did. My boxing mind caught it. Roly. They put him on a champion in recess, and somehow he still didn't fight the old man for the rematch because he won the interim. And Roly somehow slithered out of that, got his full status as champion, and fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz for the WBA. Yeah. Yep. So Roly is probably one of the only guys I can remember. That's how rare that shit is. The majority of the time, I would say 90% of the time when they put a champion in recess, he's done. That's another way of saying, a nice way of saying they're stripping you. But they're basically going to strip you. Yeah. There's those rare occasions where, yes, they'll put you on champion in recess and he's able to somehow please the masses. And maybe the other side too, you would have to have some help. Like the person they wanted to probably got injured or couldn't fight. And they're like, shit. All right, we'll give you, you know what I mean? Some type shit like that. Maybe the old man maybe partied too much with that interim belt and it got to his head and he wasn't ready to fight Rolly. They offered him the opportunity and he just wasn't going to be ready. And the WBA moved on from him and they lifted the status and upgraded Rolly back to official champion and approved the fight versus Isa Pitbull Cruz. And the organization said, yes, we'll make sure that this is full status on our belt. Because you got to check with the organizations for the belts. You know, you can't just go signing fights saying that you had a mandatory and that the organization just goes along with sanctioning that fight as a title fight. What usually is going to happen is the organization says, no, we're not backing that fight. Yeah, you could fight that guy with all you want, but we're not approving the belt on the line. So when you think that the fighter has all the right to be like, I'm gonna put the belt on the line. Wait, it's 50%. You 50% saying you want to put the belt, you need the other 50% of the organization to back you. That belt is not yours. None of these belts belong to these fighters. They're just renting them basically until they get knocked out and another fighter comes and then that belt goes to him. But that belt stays right there. That's the organization's belt. That's their world stage. You're at your job. You're fighting for us. Yeah, you won the belt. You represent us. The minute you want to act a fool, we'll take our belt away from you. This is never been your belt. You have the privilege to defend, to get it. And the prestige men and women that wore it before you. And the fact that you want to do what probably your idol did. Your role model, the person you looked up to in boxing. He wore that belt. I want that belt. If my favorite fighter wore that belt as me coming up, that's the belt I want. So, yeah. What's up, Frontline? How you doing, brother? Carlos, what's up? There's a lot of things that, definitely transpire in this sport. Bill Haney right now, he said a lot in that interview. You could see where that the Haneys feel like everybody's attacking them and morally trying to tell them what to do and what their options. And they got to kind of navigate their way through this. They got themselves in it, they can get themselves out of it. Uh it seems like both parties are agreeing to the rematch for as of right now. Anything could flip. Ryan Garcia can change his mind. Devin Haney, Bill Haney can push too much. But none of this, as of right now, I believe, is not fixable. And I think that we can fix this. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, they can fix this. It's going to take a little bit of work, but I believe they need to handle their differences in the ring. And I, for one, if they do work this out and announce that rematch, I, for one, am definitely watching that rematch. The world, I think, will be watching this rematch. I think Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia stand to make a good coin this time. I think that Devin Haney, should be, awarded a nice a piece of change. And everybody's answers on that night, shall they enter the ring? I'm pretty sure the guy's going to be heavily tested, you know? So let's see what happens, guys. He's going to end up on Pro Box, Haney. Say it. Say it. You're probably right. You are probably right. That's like the last game in town. Wow, that would be a bad drop from Grace. From headlining pay-per-view fights, dealing with the top promotional companies in the world, you legitimately are going to go down to Pro Box? Pro box is where like to help you start your career, to help you start to get notoriety, you know, uh, 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 to be broadcasted on TV, streaming networks. That's how you get your start. If you go backwards, that would be like playing for the Lakers and tomorrow you wake up in Canada on some European or out there in London on some freaking European team called the freaking the Cougars and shit. Some fucked up name and shit. But yet you're on social media saying, I'm doing great, man. These contracts out here are amazing. I like playing for these people. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. If you could be home in the NBA, you would, And you get dropped down a pro box. Ugh, damn. Damn. Fucking Bill Haney asking for 10 million. He'll be like, he'll be like, yo, Pro Box. Yeah. We want 10 million. Yo, he already pricing himself out like a superstar. Like, Pro Box can't give you 10 million. Shut up. Oh man. Look, I I bring you both sides of this whole scenario. I believe both guys' careers took a hit. Nothing really good came out of this. I already told you who the winners I felt were. And yeah, it is what it is. Absolutely. Listen, fight fans, I love you guys, man. It's been good chopping it up, but I definitely want to come on tonight and kick it with you guys. I really just wanted to talk about this Bill Haney interview. I couldn't let it go. I was like fresh off watching it and stuff. Again, because I didn't want to forget anything. And so I thought I would come on and just share this with you guys and then see what you guys think. So, fight fans, I'm on to the next one. After this one, here at Round One Sports Talk, you guys have been amazing. On to the next one. Love yourselves. Be good to each other. Until the next video.